everybody, Pacman Demon here.
Bouncy Ferret. And DaethSky Dragon.
Here showing you the epic hardcore adventures that we will go through and all the craziness. Why? Because we can and we will. Anything else you guys want to say? I'll get this! I'll get this!
Hi, greetings ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are going to do debate the topic of Batman vs Superman. Who would win in a fight?
Most controversial subject, at least here anyways, because this guy right here believes that Superman will win a fight with Batman. Even though...
And you're for Batman.
I've always been a Batman fan.
Now granted, I love Batman more than Superman, okay? Don't get me wrong. But in an actual fight, I think Superman would kill Batman.
Even though Batman has won every single time in both the movies and comic
except
books.
in reverse.
And that would be Bouncing Ferret over there. He's not a part of the discussion because he doesn't know too much.
Alright, well,
About Batman, Superman, DC.
Now, this is my whole theory behind this. Right? So Batman has two egos, Bruce Wayne and Batman. Okay?
Two egos or
Sorry,
two identities?
Two identities.
There you go.
Yes. He's got a big ego, but so
Superman's got a bigger ego.
two identities, alright? Bruce Wayne and Batman. Alright. Then the variable, so does Superman. No, Superman, well,
Clark Kent and Superman. So, let's keep going.
Alright. So, now behind us, okay, well, Batman is still a human, as Bruce Wayne.
So can...
But Clark Kent is Superman as Superman. So,
just like Batman is Batman.
No, Batman is Bruce Wayne. And Bruce Wayne is Bruce Wayne. Clark Kent is Superman, and Superman is Superman. That's the thing.
Where's this going with us?
Well, it's Batman would have just is just a suit of armor.
Okay.
Clark Kent can still be Superman as Clark Kent. That's the thing.
Okay.
Means if he gets shot in the head, the bullet just falls right off of him. You shoot Bruce Wayne in the head, he's gonna die.
Okay.
If you shoot Batman in the head, it's gonna ricochet off his helmet, hopefully.
Graphite will not stop a bullet.
Depending on what bullet they use. Okay, so anyways. So the variables behind Batman. He has his suit, alright, of armor, which it's not completely bulletproof, knife-proof, or explosion-proof.
No, he has to be agile.
Right. It is a suit of armor, alright? So, then he has tech. All the tech he has to be manufactured, not only by him, but by other people. Okay. The variables behind the tech he uses can ultimately fail on him.
Okay.
Alright, there's many variables behind the tech he uses. Okay, alright. But then he also has to maintain his other identity as Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
So the energy level he drives on being Batman and Bruce Wayne will deplete a human. Okay, so he's going to get tired rapidly. But in the comics, it shows him he's just constantly going and going and going.
Because he's a superhuman.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne is not superhuman.
He's only superhuman because he has generations of
right, but that's the thing. Anybody can be Batman, right? So
Batman is not more super than Superman.
No, not everybody can be Superman, right?
Superman is only one.
Right,
Batman
Superman nobody can be Superman.
No.
So,
except for Supergirl and Superboy.
Right, well, they gotta bring other things.
Yeah,
because they can't do that with Batman. So you got multiple Batmans. So, how do you look at Superman, alright? The few variables behind it. Kryptonite hurts him.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt him, it kills him.
What else? No. Kryptonite will drain his radiation out of his cells. And it makes him more human. To an extent.
He can be killed.
So, like I said, to an extent.
Right.
Alright, depending on how much kryptonite and how close you get and stuff like that. So there's a few variables behind that. So what else? What else kills Superman?
Doomsday. You asked me. I gave you a very
Alright,
so in between items, things
You
that
look at Doomsday. Alright, Superman holds back power.
holds what?
He holds back power.
Holds back power?
Yeah. Because he's not the villain. He's not
As
the
far as you know.
He's not the, well, there you got Reverse Superman, which basically wiped out everybody. So there you go. If Superman ultimately wanted to rage and become evil, a barbarian, he would literally destroy everything and everyone.
Right.
Batman cannot do that. He cannot just rage and blah, blah, blah. Batman's a vigilante for one. There are people that actually don't like him in Gotham and all that cities. You have many villains behind that. Alright. They don't have the tech or the smarts to defeat Batman. And they sure as hell do not have anything to defeat Superman.
Oddly enough, they do. See, Batman doesn't get affected by kryptonite like Superman does. And
No, but Batman is human and he wears and tears. He cannot completely go on and on and on doing the stuff he does without.
And yet you have the issue that Batman beat Superman.
And that's the thing. See, I think
Jumping in here real quick.
Hi, Mom.
How in the world can you possibly say he would wear and tear? Like, he is superhuman.
He is human. No, he's not superhuman. He's human.
He's pretty much superhuman.
Exactly.
And besides, the comic books, I mean, in real life, you're absolutely right. He wouldn't be able to do the things that he did. But also in real life, Superman wouldn't exist because there's no possible way.
And also in comic
But
books
you're
in real life.
basing your debate off of real life scenarios, not off the comic book, not off what everybody's read and said.
I'm doing it off the comics too. Ultimately, if Superman wanted to, he could literally kill everybody and everything. He is that powerful.
Unless you have kryptonite,
Which then again, even Reverse Superman, he still killed everyone and everything.
but he didn't.
But he could. That's the thing.
But he didn't.
Just
because he could doesn't mean he will or has.
And just because Batman thinks he can doesn't mean he actually can defeat Superman.
He's done it.
And on a comic book level, they play that as Batman would kill Superman.
On a movie level,
But that's the thing.
that's where you put your debate. You can't base it off of real life.
I don't. I base it off
You
the books,
are, though.
the comics, and real life.
You are though. That's
No.
what you're doing. That's how you're basing your debate.
Well, how are you basing it then?
Off the comic books. Off
You
of
just
what
said you didn't know anything about it. That's why you're staying out of this debate.
Yes, but I'm not going to stay out because you're basing this off of real life. You're basing it off the fact that he may have.
I'm basing it off the fact that they're dumbing down Superman, so Batman has a fighting chance.
How?
Because there's too many variables to say that Batman is going to ultimately defeat Superman.
Well, what are the variables?
Yeah, what I just said. Batman's human. Batman has to maintain both Bruce Wayne and Batman. Batman also has too much damn tech that could go wrong.
But it never has.
And he has to wear a suit of armor.
Hasn't, but none of those things have happened.
Happy what?
His tech hasn't failed. His.
Right, that's based on the comics that they don't want to portray that as Batman's going to lose.
Because you're basing it off of reality.
No, I'm basing it off the comics. They're literally dumbing down Superman. They're trying to
and we lost one of the discussers.
They're trying to overpower Batman to defeat Superman.
Because who in their right mind is going to go up against a superhuman, and who in their right mind in reality is going to allow that?
You just answered my question.
Yeah.
You kind of just ended the debate right there.
Yeah. Because reality says
No,
if Superman were to be here, and if he really wanted to and just got upset because his girl died, the world would not be here.
I didn't base it off reality, too. So, because I used Reverse Superman. So, ultimately, in comic book,
He still gets defeated.
if he were to power up and be pissed off enough to where he just said to hell with everything, he would literally destroy everything. He could. I wouldn't say he would, but he could.
And yet, you see in not only comic books, and time again, Superman misses certain things. So, if you go for the movie, Dawn of Justice, which, quite frankly, honestly, they messed up a few things, not totally accurate. But, you know, that's what they do. Anyways, but in the comics themselves, Superman has missed certain bombs, and they've gone off. Superman has not seen certain things, such as Batman, and where he's hidden. Batman has an advantage against Superman.
Yeah, but Batman didn't see the bombs, too. Batman was so concerned about Superman being the enemy,
movie-wise,
but he was not in there. He was over at his business. Ah, same thing. Again.
He doesn't know Lex Luthor. He wasn't involved with Lex Luthor.
Oh, but he was so into Superman and everything, he didn't realize it.
And that's their own fault.
People are trying to.
It was two Goliaths. It was two Goliaths that we're pitting against right now. And because they were hitting each other at the point, their vision was better. Sorry about that. Continuing on.
Where did we leave off?
We had a little interruption, so that's why I was kind of cut.
Okay.
But you were explaining the flaws in Batman, as he has a whole plethora of things that could tell him.
Right. And even if Batman is ultimately a superhuman, so he's like Captain America, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So even then, everybody, including Batman, has to figure out ways and use different things in order to kill Superman. And you have to go above and beyond the norms in order to do so. Superman does not.
So, to end this discussion in a way, kind of puts in a cliffhanger a little bit, just to let you know. But I looked this up. It's on my phone. So, this is what it says. As per Blaster.com, by the way, as the man writing the upcoming DC sequel, Batman vs. Superman, David Goyer, is uniquely qualified to chime in on the whole who'd win in a brawl, which is our discussion, our debate. So, what is his take on the face-off? In a recent interview, the Man of Steel writer opened up on the constant fan debate over who would win in the brawl between Batman and Superman. Of course, that fight did take place in the acclaimed comic arc, The Dark Knight Returns, that they're loosely based the movie on. Sir Batman had some nice tricks and a little help. So what does Goyer think? Logically, he says Superman has the advantage because of his super strength, but he didn't want to give up much more for fear it will spoil the upcoming 2015 blockbuster. Here's what he had to say afterwards. Most comic book purists would say Batman because he's the ultimate strategist, even though it makes no sense whatsoever. If Superman just flicks his finger, Batman would be done for. I don't know. You'll have to watch the film in a year and a half or whatnot when it comes out to see what happens. But that is his take on it. So that was coming from David Goyer, who's the writer of The Man of Steel and so forth. Goyer makes some good points, but most purists would agree Batman's brain would outmatch Superman's superpowers. What do you think?
So, now, in saying that Batman is smart. Granted,
he's a strategist.
He grew up, wouldn't say it. He now is a strategist, yeah.
He was a strategist in the beginning, actually.
As growing up?
Yeah.
He was a kid.
Yeah.
I guess that's
better time to start now than when as a kid, so you soak it in as a sponge, you know? Kids do that.
Right. So everybody's saying that Batman is, smart, he's a strategist, but apparently Superman's just dumb.
Well, he's not dumb.
Well, and that's the thing. He's not dumb. So, he does have incredible strength, the ability to fly. He doesn't have all these gizmos and gadgets, but he's not dumb. That's the thing. Right. Because, I'm sure as hell he could devise some strategy, or he could use tools, gadgets, gizmos, anything like that to defeat Batman.
But see, the problem is he never does.
Right. He holds back. I think he holds back a little too much, but...
And in fact, David Goyer does say that, by the way. He does hold back a bunch of power.
Right.
Only reason because he fears of
He is not
losing
the
it.
bad guy.
Right.
Fear of losing it.
Uh-huh. As per David Goyer.
Fear of losing his power.
No, not losing his power. Giving off too much.
That's what I mean. He fears becoming the bad guy.
Yep.
Which-
So, a Spider-Man phrase, with great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly.
So, there's going to be a lot of fears out there, and honestly, I still will go for Batman. That's just me.
Right. And like I said, I do love Batman. He's one of my greatest superheroes. But looking at the facts, even in comics, though, that's the thing. This isn't just reality, but in comics. Now, granted, I don't know all the comics, but looking at it, it still is. Superman seems like he'd be able to defeat Batman merely because he holds back his power. And Batman has to go above and beyond to try to defeat him. Superman does not.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're going to end this debate. Please comment. We'll get back to you with our sides of it, and we'll have a debate with you guys as well.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.